Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. Y'all remember right after Shadasia Green's fight uh, with Lanai Daniels? She said this.
Hey guys, hope all is well. I just wanted to take a moment and some time out my day to thank my sponsors, Peter Marco, Extraordinary Jewelry Brand, Mamitas Icy, and Blaze on Fire Restaurant and Grill out of Hackensack, New Jersey. And I just appreciate Mr. Footwork for getting all this done for me. Thank you guys for taking the time out to watch my fight, sponsor me, and be on board with this last performance. It wasn't what I wanted and expected, but however, I promise you, I'll be back stronger than ever. Thank you guys. I appreciate y'all. Hey.
She says she'll be back stronger than ever. Stronger than ever. What does that mean to you when you hear someone like Shadasia Green say, I'll be back stronger than ever? Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you that Shadasia is doing much better. Of course, she's been out the hospital for quite some time. And Shadasia Green is taking everything one day at a time, spending time with her family, and she really appreciates life. She always has, but definitely more than ever now. All the little things, from her pets, her family, her wife, everyone, all the fans, and just being alive. She really is embracing it. But that being said, um, she's gonna come back and she's gonna talk. I'll let her tell you more specifics of kind of what happened. But the bottom line is, Shadasia Green is going to do what she feels is best for her, her family, her career. You know what I'm saying? Now, for anyone who's wondering, does she still have the bleeding on the brain and stuff like that? Sounds like that is all under control now, and the doctors are just, you know, just kind of watching her still, but she's okay. She's in the clear. She's in the green. She wasn't given a green light to necessarily, get back to the ring and fight, but everything is looking good. Um, if she's going to return, look, I'll be honest with you, I don't know. Uh, is fighting still in her plans? Yes. But one thing is for sure, Shadasia Green is out here, and she's thinking about the fans, and she appreciates the love and support. And she didn't forget how so many people showed their love and support and concern and sent prayers to her, and even the donations and stuff. She didn't forget none of that. She still talks about that. But you know what is what's interesting, right? Because look, we don't know what the future holds. But if she was to return, if she were to return, okay, we're just talking if, right? Because there's a good chance it could happen, but then there's a chance it may not happen. We don't know. We know that she does plan on returning to the ring. What happens if she comes back and she does a rematch with Lanai Daniels? She wins that, or she has, let's say, another touch-up fight, maybe before Lanai Daniels rematches Lanai Daniels. But ultimately, let's say her and Carissa Shields getting in the ring. I can tell you, Shadasia still wants to get busy with everybody. She's still the same Shadasia Green. But would fans tune in? How do fans really feel about seeing Shadasia and Big Whoop? I know a lot of people are going to have an opinion about it. She knows that. I think it's only natural for some people to have concerns just for her to return in training and just doing and sparring. You know, when someone has a type of injury that she had, most people would say, hey, you had your run, Don't come put your life on the line. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, Shadasia, under the advice of her doctors, she's going to do ultimately what she feels is best for her. But let's just say Shadasia Green does return, and all of a sudden, somehow, her and Clarissa Shields get into an agreement to fight. What would people think about that scrap? You know what I'm saying? And even right now, do you really think Clarissa Shields? Because she did mention something. Clarissa Shields did. Says she'll come down at 160. She'll fight Kay Scott. And I'm gonna tell you right now, there's a lot of support starting to mount up for Kay Scott. But Clarissa did say, I believe it was a tweet, she's gonna fight Kay Scott. Then next fight Lauren Price towards the end of the year. And if Shadasia is back fighting, gets a couple wins. First, if Shadasia gets cleared to fight, gets a win or two, maybe early next year, middle of next year, but early next year, then Clarissa would consider fighting, Shadasia or Michaela Mayer or someone, But we all know when it comes to MVP, it doesn't seem like they have any interest in any of their fighters facing Clarissa Shields. I'm just sitting here thinking, wonder what fans would say. Because if Shadasia comes back and she gets back in the ring and she wins, and again, doctors are giving her the green light, kind of like Kay Scott. Kay Scott didn't have bleeding on the brain, but she had she went in for an emergency CAT scan on her brain and skull. But she got the green light. She's still out here plugging away. She's won a championship. Shadasia Green's situation is, a lot different. But let's say she gets the green light from the doctors to return. Her and Clarissa Shields. I wonder what fans would say about that. You know what I'm saying? Would they support it? Would they not? But one thing I can say is Clarissa Shields has mentioned that she would consider it, but I think even Clarissa kind of knows that the way people feel about Clarissa, even if she were to mention talking about Shadasia, even Clarissa knows she would catch a lot of blowback. But what's crazy is they still bring up Shadasia Green's name, Layla Ali's name. You know what I'm saying? They'll bring up Alicia Baumgartner's name. They're still bringing up the name of fighters who, in, I would say most of our opinions aren't realistic fights for Clarissa Shields. Like Shadasia Green, as of this moment, that's not a realistic fight for Clarissa Shields at this moment. We all know that. So why she mentions her name, obviously to help promote herself. Mentioning Alicia Baumgartner's, obviously to promote herself. And mentioning Layla Ali, I mean, at this point, we all know what she's doing, okay? But she'll never, ever get a Layla Ali fight. The Alicia Baumgartner fight, I just think that two different ends of weight classes, man, and MVP doesn't really want much to do with Clarissa Shields. And then with Shadasia, with everything going on, it's just kind of hard to plan for that fight. But even so, she's with MVP. So it's kind of hard just envisioning that fight happening. There are some people who believe, hey, say what you want, Hood. Jake Paul can say what he wants. His fighters, if they want the largest payday, the fight to make is against someone like Clarissa Shields. So they can only, sit here and try to blackball, alienate, ostracize Clarissa Shields for so long, because at some point in time, they're going to probably need her for a huge fight because of just the attention on Clarissa Shields and her profile. I don't agree or disagree with any of that. But what I will tell you is, as far as Shadasia and how she sees things, she sees all this as a minor setback for a major comeback. You know what I'm saying? She is looking to come back and get into the ring and continue her career. But still, a lot of work to be done. Still needs to get cleared. And it's nothing that's going to happen in the next month or two. It's going to take a while. And I just want to make sure that I share this with y'all when it comes to Shadasia Green. she's not sitting here stressing herself about fighting. Her thing is making sure she's as healthy as she can be, spending time with loved ones, and just taking it easy, and taking things day to day. But expect to hear something from her soon, and I would say sooner than later. Expect her to come on out here and talk and shed some light on some things that I'm just gonna let her talk about. I won't talk about it, but I'll just tell you she's in good spirits, laughing, joking, and she's definitely not the same fighter who fell off that stool that night when she fought Lanai Daniels. She's back on her feet, back active, and that's a good sign. So I think you guys will be pleasantly surprised when she does come out and she starts doing interviews again. When you get to hear her, when you see her, you probably won't even realize that that's the same person who was in that unfortunate position, falling off the stool and going to the emergency room and having think she had a bit of a seizure as well. She had a lot of stuff going on. Parts of the night she doesn't remember, but you'll see that, and the memory started coming back to her. But you'll see that she's not that same person. She is back, and even me when I'm sitting here talking to her, I'm like, man, she like seemed like she 100%, but still a lot of still a lot to be sorted out. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves, so just want to give y'all a little update. There's a couple of people been asking me about her, and I don't really be humbugging too many people, but I did get the green light to share those things and just to let people know who are concerned about it, man, that she's doing good. So I just wanted to share that with y'all. But again, minor setback for a major comeback. And for anyone out there saying, oh man, there's no way in the world Shadasia can come back. Hey, if she gets the clearance from the doctor, she could come back. Vinny Pazienza broke his neck. Came back, won the championship. We know what happened with Earl Spence. And there have been other fighters who've gone through things and come back and continued in the sport. But a lot of people are concerned about her health. She understands that. Even with me, she and I have had conversations. I ain't gonna say what, but she knows, man, how we feel. It's like she knows how we feel. I'll just leave it as that. But trust me, no one's more concerned about Shadasia Green, I would say, one, than her mom, and then two, her. I'll put it to you like that. No one out there is more concerned about her well-being than her mom and then her. So now that you got those little tidbits of information, you can understand that she's not out here dismissing what she went through. Not at all. She acknowledges it. She understands it. But she got that fire inside, you know what I'm saying? Still want to come out here and get busy, so she knows it's a process, and we just got to wait to see, how everything plays out. But what we in July, August, September, October, November, December, another 5 months. I don't know what's going to happen, but we'll see, right? Anyway, y'all keep cool. Shadasia's all right. And matter of fact, let me show y'all something here. Y'all want to holler at Shadasia Green? Y'all just go ahead. Where's she at here?
Hey, guys.
Turn this off, man. Click that off. Click this off. Yeah, go on here to her page, man. Shadasia Green, the Sweet Terminator. Follow her on Instagram. And, keep up with her. You know what I'm saying? She's still active on Instagram. That being said, y'all keep cool. Sweet Terminator. Shadasia Green plans on returning to the ring. When, we don't know, but just know that is that's the end goal. Take things one day at a time and hopefully be back in the ring. Before the end of the year, I don't know. She'll have to come out and say what her plans are. But she has not retire from boxing. So I'll leave y'all with that. Y'all keep cool. I'm in the breeze.